So Rafael Fizeav has pulled out of his October 11th UFC Rio matchup against Charles Oliveira due to an injury. And when I saw this news, let me tell you, I said, Alhamdulillah. I was so happy, bro. I was like, damn. Honestly, I was like, Oliveira got his career and his legacy saved, bro. I was very concerned for Oliveira in this matchup. Not that Fizeav is, the one punch, he's not fucking Saitama. He not one punch man. But he can do some damage in that first round. And this is pretty official. A lot of sources that reported it. Championship rounds, MMA fighting. These are like the sources that wouldn't report it unless it's like pretty confirmed. They're not fucking crazy Kev. So I wanted to talk about what this means. So obviously they're gonna need a replacement because Oliveira is the headliner here. It's not like Oliveira was the B side. He's the A side. They're gonna find someone for him. And Moicano has said, you know what I mean? From Show Me the Money podcast, as posted Moicano. This is the matchup we want, okay? This is what we need right here. Because Oliveira will beat the shit out of Moicano. He'll probably finish Moicano or take him to a dominant, top position decision. This is what we want here. This is the most easy money matchup. As Moicano would say, Oliveira's opponent, not so easy, my brother. Not so easy. So I really hope they make this, Brazil versus Brazil in Brazil. Moicano gets to gain some fans back after that shitty performance against Dariush. But I don't think that this is the guy that they would do because think about it. If Moicano wins, which it is possible, it's not impossible. If Moicano wins, what do you do with him? Because if he wins, he's going to be up there in the top 5. He will be the turtle in the tree. Somebody did place him there. And he would lose to everybody in the top 5, the champion. It just wouldn't make sense for the UFC moving forward. Somebody that makes more sense is BSD, coming off a fight. He's coming off of a camp. He did say like 2 weeks back, I think after his win over Hoofy, that he'd be willing to step in. He specifically mentioned Oliveira versus Fizeav. He did say specifically, I'm eyeing that fight too. And if somebody gets injured, I will be looking to fight. And this might be a more dangerous matchup than Fizeav. If you're looking at Saint Denis, I think he's bigger. For sure, he's bigger than Fizeav. But I think he has more power than Saint Denis. Saint Denis has more power than Fizeav in the first round, just in his hands, just from his pure bulk. Fizeav is more athletic, but then Saint Denis has more just slug. He's got more grit. And Saint Denis on short notice really doesn't make much of a difference. He's going to be slow and plotty. He's going to be slowing down anyways, even if he does have a training camp. This just means that he will probably get, if this fight does happen, and it goes past like the first round, he's more likely to get finished. But there is a scenario where Saint Denis blitzes Oliveira in the first, drops him, and subs him with a fucking arm triangle. It's very possible. If Saint Denis, is in the situation, that's what he's working. He's looking to get one over on Oliveira, start fast. He just came off a terrible out cold knockout loss. This is the time for Saint Denis to be fighting Charles Oliveira. This is the time for anybody to be fighting Charles Oliveira. This is the right timing. MMA is a lot of the fights and wins and your legacy is about timing. You catch these guys at the right time, and you get yourself a really big win. If Saint Denis gets this win, he's at the title type of situation. But obviously, I would favor Oliveira in his matchup. He's just more skilled everywhere, just not as durable. And I do worry for him if he is getting hurt and getting dropped. But here's the thing. If he gets hurt, who knows what's going to happen? Is he going to go out cold? Is he going to go to his back? If he goes to his back, does Saint Denis sub him? I know I said that. oh yeah, Saint Denis can slap on that arm triangle, but he's not Makachev. If he does that against Oliveira, does he sub him? Who knows? But this is a very intriguing matchup. I would much prefer the Moicano matchup. That's a lot more of a pain-free, easy peasy fight. But this one definitely is exciting and makes more sense for the UFC. And I wanted to look at the rankings. Obviously, Fizeav is out. Moicano is a possibility. I feel like Moicano and Saint Denis are the front runners. The other possible people are Dan Hooker, which I don't think he'll take that fight. He's not really. I know he's taken short notice fights in the past, but in this stage of his career, he doesn't really do that. He's a cherry picker. Okay, he talks shit. He's really a cherry picker, to be honest. And Gamrot, like he will, you know what I mean? That's the last resort. That's the all right. Something he's got an injury, fucking 10 days out. You're in, Gamrot. That's the if they're doing that fight off the bat, that's the UFC hates you type of matchup. But other than that, there's not that many options. There's not that many guys that make sense. It's not like any of these top guys are gonna take a matchup with Oliveira on short notice. The only one that would do the fight and accept the fight is Saryukin, but the UFC that doesn't make sense for the UFC. Pimblett can't make the weight. I don't think Gaethje's looking at an Oliveira rematch right now. Holloway's got his thing. If they do Holloway, he would destroy Oliveira right now, man. But these two are the most likely. I want to see this fight. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this pullout and who they should put up against Oliveira. Follow me on X. And yeah, man, I'll catch y'all at the next one. Peace out.